This YCN segment is brought to you by Mount Sunapee Resort. Fun for all seasons.
YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist. La Valley Building Supply, home improvement and construction from concept to completion. Bubba's Bar and Grill, offering fresh salads, hearty sandwiches, brick oven pizza, entrees, and award-winning seafood chowder. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire. MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948. Raleigh Lakeside Builders, specializing in custom and waterfront homes, shoreline protection, renovations, and full-scale design. Ramontos in Claremont, always fresh, always delicious. Now hosting YCN Sports Talk the first Wednesday of every month. And by Mascoma Savings Bank. With no shareholders to please, they are committed to remaining independent and to reinvesting profits in our community.
Back here in Hanover, New Hampshire, I'm Dave Collins, alongside my partner Andrew Zerhide. Alex and Greg behind the scenes, making the magic happen and spinning the dials as the Marauders have a 32-15 lead over John Stark in the final regular season game for both of these teams. Hanover won the first meeting back on February 16th by a score of 48-46 down in Ware, New Hampshire. It's been all Hanover in the first half. A couple of people in foul trouble. We talked about it just a moment ago. Parker McQuarrie, 4 fouls for the John Stark Generals. He is the 6'7" junior, and his loss, even though he hasn't scored any points, he's the big man in the center, and he has 4 personal fouls. He's been on the bench since about the 4-minute mark of the second quarter. So John Stark will start the second half with the basketball in the red and black uniforms trimmed in white. Hanover in their home white uniforms trimmed in maroon. 32-15, 8 minutes up on the board, third quarter underway. John Stark with the basketball. Up top with it is Barr. Barr going head-to-head against Adam, throws up a wild shot, no good, and the rebound is controlled this time by Steger of Hanover. Hanover moving left to right across your computer screen and television screen tonight, as Paulson might have gotten away with a charge right there for the Marauders. Off to Adam, now back to Paulson for Hanover. Cross-court pass, it's knocked away and still kept in bounds. Patterson right there, and a whistle and a foul will be called against Hanover. It'll be the first team foul called here in the second half.
YCN is now affiliated with the Heroes and Icons Network on WYCI and WYCU. H&I is your destination for television's heroic characters and iconic stars. All eyes are on H&I and Outside Television on WYCX, America's active adventure lifestyle leader.
First foul called against Goodrich of Hanover, teams first. Now in the corner, here's Patterson for 3. That's off the mark, no good. And the ball saved, good job by John Stark, and the layup is no good. Rebound put back up and in. McQuarrie, he's in there with 4 fouls. Gets his first 2 points of the ball game. It comes with 7:15 to go in the third. So he can be effective, but he's got to be careful, Andrew. He's playing with 4 personals. Now underneath, Steger couldn't hold it. Kicks it back out for Hanover as they reset their offense. Right-hand side, driving in is Paulson. Hanover kicks it back out. Now off to the left-hand side as they're waiting for that good shot. Paulson bobbled it. Now up top is Goodrich as Hanover plays keep away and tries to milk this third quarter clock. Driving in is Mosenthal. Layup is no good. Might have been partially tipped by Barr. And here come the Generals the other way, quickly into the front court. Here's Hagman off to the right-hand side. Another wild shot thrown up there by Gamache. That's no good. And Hanover has it coming the other way. Paulson, double team. And John Stark really not playing the man as the 3 by Goodrich is up and good. That's just a case of the Generals playing the zone defense but not coming out along the perimeter to play their men, Andrew.
Right.
And leaving the guy wide open.
Yeah, they can't leave Hanover shooters open. We've seen in the first half they knocked down a bunch of 3s, so they got to get out there on the perimeter and put some hands in the Marauder shooters' faces.
Barr had it at the top of the key, off to Patterson. Now bobbled, and here comes Hanover away with it once again. This is Paulson. Paulson bounce pass to the left-hand side. Wild shot thrown up by Steger. And that's no good. That was actually Goodrich, but he does get fouled. And he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Hanover 35, John Stark 17, 5:52 remaining in the third quarter. It's the second personal foul called against Christian Barr, and the first team foul called against John Stark here in the second half. First foul shot rattles home and through for Goodrich. It's good. As Barr will check out for John Stark. And back into the ball game is Aaron Bergeron, the 6'2 junior. Barr leaves with 2 personal fouls. Goodrich's free throw is good. Extends the lead to 20 for Hanover. 37-17, 5:45 to play in the third quarter. With it in the front court is Hagman. Now to Bergeron. He'll fire a 3 from the top of the key. Too strong off the backboard and the rim. Follow up. That one's too strong by Patterson. Gets his own rebound. Goes up with another one. That's no good. Finally underneath Macquarie. The big guy finally shows his size and gets 2 on the layup. Thomas off to Mosenthal, and a whistle and a traveling violation against the Marauders.
If you miss any of our local programs on our 3 YCN network stations, you can always watch our YCN shows and games anytime on our website at ycnnow.com.
They try a lob to Macquarie, gets double teamed right away, kicks it back out, faking the shot, and now dribbling with it is Hagman. Goes up with a wild one from the right hand side, and that's no good. And the rebound corralled by Lincoln Adam. In the front court, here's Mosenthal to Paulson. Paulson trying to dribble his way against Gamache, and a whistle, and let's see right here, some debris or a mouth guard. It's Paulson's mouth guard, number 2 for Hanover, fell out. So the official blows the whistle, so Hanover will get the ball. No shot clock here in New Hampshire, so it does not reset. Inbounds pass to Stager, and a reach-in foul by Hagman. And that'll be team foul number 2 against John Stark. 4:47 to go in the third quarter. Hanover 37, John Stark 19. We will take a break and be back after this. It's YCN's Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by New London Hospital, an affiliate of Dartmouth Hitchcock.
Back here in Hanover, the Marauders with a wild layup shot. That's no good. Here comes John Stark into the front court. Tic-tac-toe passing underneath. Macquarie gets blocked there by Stager. And here comes Hanover with a basketball. Oh, Macquarie thought he had an easy layup, but Stager flew in and knocked it away. Off to the left-hand side. Driving in, Goodrich goes up with a shot. No good, but he does get fouled and will go to the line to shoot 2 with 4:25 to go in the third, and Hanover leading 37-19.
Today's game is being brought to you in part by Ramonto's in Claremont. Always fresh, always delicious. In addition to airing on our 3 TV stations, all YCN games are posted for your viewing pleasure anytime at ycnnow.com.
Third foul called against Chase Patterson of John Stark. Team's third foul. Hanover with 1 team foul. First foul shot is good. Second one up and good for Goodrich. Here's Hagman in the front court. It's a nice screen there from Macquarie. Dishes off. Another wild layup attempt. That's no good. And Hanover with the basketball once again. Headman pass. Here's Goodrich with it. Goodrich to the basket. Layup is good. Contact there, but no whistle. And now one of the biggest leads of the night for Hanover. 41-19 over John Stark with 4 minutes remaining here in the third. Hanover needs to win this game in order to get to the NHIAA tournament. 3 from the top of the key. Rattles out, no good. Hanover with the rebound. This is Paulson with it. Paulson gets tripped up there by Patterson. That'll be team foul number 4 against the Generals. John Stark can afford to lose this, and we'll get in, but they're playing for seeding as Putnam comes back in for the Marauders. And going to the bench is Lincoln Adam. Patterson comes out of the ball game. He just hasn't looked himself. He's collecting his breath behind the John Stark bench. As the inbounds pass goes to Paulson. Shirt-to-shirt defense there by Gamache. This is Putnam driving in the lane, goes strong, can't finish with the layup, and the rebound pulled down by Lacasse. Off to Hagman in the front court, crisscross pass. Martin looked for the shot, now kicks it off to the right-hand side. Here's Gamache in the lane, layup no good, but a whistle and a foul. Team foul number 2 against Hanover. And John Stark will go to the line for 2 free throws. As they'll call the foul against Alex Mosenthal of Hanover. And the first foul shot is up and good by Troy Gamache. He'll get another one. Simon Roach checking in. Mosenthal goes out for Hanover. Troy Gamache, a 6-foot senior for the Generals at the line. Next shot, up and good. 3:27 to go in the third. 41-21, Hanover with the ball and the lead of 20. More backcourt pressure by John Stark. Roach easily handles it, now bobbles it. And the ball's still loose on the floor. Now on the Hanover side, and a whistle and a foul will be called against Steger. Good hustle by both teams right there. Foul called against Steger. And that'll be team foul number 3 against the Marauders, and Steger's second personal.
Stay tuned at the end of our telecast for the HR Clough Kearsarge Heating Turning Up the Heat Player of the Game. We'll choose the team member that had the greatest impact.
Hagman to throw it in. Gets it off beyond the arc to Martin. Martin gets stopped, tries to spin, throws up a wild shot, hits nothing but air. And the rebound bobbled by Hanover. Now it's controlled by Roach. Roach up ahead, wide open, Goodrich, layup, good. Nice transitional move there by Hanover. And the lead is now 22, 43-21. Marauders, 2:55 to play in the third. This is Gamache. His shot is no good, but he gets fouled. Team foul number 4 against Hanover. And Gamache will go to the line to shoot 2. First personal against Simon Roach of Hanover. Troy Gamache, 6-foot senior at the line once again. Up and good. Tim Winslow in his 18th season as the coach of Hanover. Mike Smith, the longtime coach of John Stark, as well as Steger goes to the bench. And Graham Penfield, who we saw sparingly in the first half, the 6'2 senior, number 24 for Hanover, checks in the game. Gamache with one more foul shot. Back iron, no good. Rebound pulled in by Putnam. Putnam off to the right-hand side to Roach in the backcourt. Now up ahead to Paulson. Paulson in the front court. Paulson at the top of the key, still dribbling around. Hands off to Roach. Roach now to the left-hand side to Goodrich. Finally, it looks like man-to-man defense by John Stark. Lots of switching, though.
Yeah.
Underneath, they find the open man. The shot thrown up there by Putnam. Short, no good. And here are the Generals the other way. Hagman looking to go coast to coast. Throws it up, no good, but he gets fouled and will go to line to shoot 2. 2:20 to go in the third, 43-22, Hanover on top. And we will take a break before these foul shots and be back right after these words. 43-22, Hanover on top, 2:20 to go in the third. You're watching YCN's Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Bubba's Bar and Grill on Lake Sunapee in Newberry Harbor.
Back here in Hanover, Kyle Hagman at the line. First foul shot is good. He'll get 2 on the personal foul by George Paulson of Hanover. Team's 5th. And some changes for both teams right now. As back into the ball game is Lincoln Adam for Hanover. Out of the ball game is Bergeron for John Stark, and Hagman for John Stark. Second foul shot rattles around and falls through. 2:20 to go in the third. The lead is 20 for the Marauders, 43-23. Marauders win, they're in the tournament. More backcourt pressure by the Generals. Up ahead to Paulson. Paulson for Hanover, trying to dribble his way around Silva. Now kicks it off, now gets it back between the circles. Guarded by Silva once again. 2 minutes to go in the third. Throws up a shot, no good, left it short. Rebound is to Silva. In the front court right now is Martin. Martin between the circles, guarded by Paulson. Man-to-man defense by the Marauders with 1:45 to go in the third. Still dribbling around is Martin, trying to make his way through, and a whistle and offensive foul. Is that what we have here? Yes, we will go the other way. Putnam back in for Hanover as Adam goes to the bench. And we'll check the scoreboard and see who the foul is on. And we'll do that right after we take this 30-second timeout. 1 minute, 42 seconds to go in the third. Hanover 43, John Stark 23. Back to Hanover after this. That's YCN's Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer.
Back here in Hanover, New Hampshire, 1:42 to play in the third quarter. It's been all Marauders so far as they lead John Stark 43-23. The foul was called against Joseph Simeone, his second. John Stark has 5 team fouls, Hanover with 5 team fouls. Timeout was called by Hanover, so that leaves them with 3, John Stark with 4 for the remainder of regulation. Hanover going left to right across your computer and TV screens. Cross-court pass. Paulson bounces it down low. Another pass underneath. Layup no good. Good execution, but they couldn't finish. And the Generals come away with the basketball. Here's Martin up into the front court. Martin guarded by Paulson. Off to Barr. Barr now hands it back. As Martin tries to survey this situation and look for a screen at the top of the key. Can't find anybody. Now a nice backdoor cut, and the reverse layup is no good. Silva didn't get enough on it, and Hanover comes away. Coast to coast this time. Layup, that's too strong by Goodrich. Follow-up is good, though. Right place, right time to put back the rebound, and the lead is back up to 22 for Hanover. 45-23 with 48 seconds to play in the third quarter. Down the lane, a whistle, and both officials blew it. So let's see. Could have been charging, could have been a blocking foul against Goodrich. And they will call it against Goodrich of Hanover. So he'll come out. Nolan Gantrish comes back in. Hagman goes to the bench for John Stark, and Troy Gamache comes back in. Sixth foul against Hanover, third personal charge to Paulson. And now a whistle and another foul with 42.9 seconds to play in the third. And this will be the seventh team foul against Hanover, so with 42.9 to go in the third, maybe some hope for John Stark, as they'll be shooting the bonus the rest of the way out.
Today's game is being brought to you in part by Mascoma Savings Bank, mutually owned with no shareholders to please. If you want your local game, event, parade, or concert televised into YCN's nearly 300,000 TV households, now on DirecTV and Dish TV, contact us at info@ycnnow.com for more information.
Whistle and a jump ball after the foul shot was missed, and John Stark had two opportunities, couldn't capitalize, so the jump ball possession arrow points the way of Hanover. Adam in and Putnam out. Roach to inbound. Still some backcourt pressure by the Generals with 32 seconds to go in the third. Hanover up 45-23. Paulson with it. Paulson getting double teamed. Finds the open man, that's Gantrish. Back to Paulson. Way out beyond the arc. Paulson gets triple teamed. Find the open man, and the bounce pass goes on the baseline, so a turnover by Hanover, and John Stark will have it with 18.4 remaining in the third. 45-23, Hanover up by 22 points. See if John Stark goes for the last shot. Martin throws up a wild one, no good. Bounced around, Simeone has it. 7 seconds to go, whistle and a traveling violation. So another turnover by the Generals, and now Hanover can play for the last shot of the third quarter with 5.9 to go. Up ahead, 2 seconds to go. Shot no good. John Stark comes away with a rebound. The buzzer sounds, and we reach the end of the third quarter in Hanover. The story stays the same as the Marauders jump out to a 22-point lead. We'll have the final 8 minutes of this one from Hanover coming up next. Our score at the end of 3 quarters of play. Hanover 45, John Stark 23. Back after this, you're watching YCN's Game of the Week.